What's up, world? So I did a podcast episode yesterday, and I was just talking about how I feel about genuinely just how I'm feeling right now. Like yesterday, I was kind of like a little bit depressed. Just dealing with the life and everything, and I get this way, around this time. I think I started to get this way around Christmas and stuff like that. It's mainly because, I started thinking about like my life. And I think I started thinking about what I want out of it. And I get depressed. I can't knock that. And like I said on social media, said on Facebook and stuff, I went to therapy, for the first time in 4 or 5 months, and it was the first time in a while that I actually had somebody to talk to and balance that off of and talk to, and try to deal with my depression, try to deal with my anxiety, try to deal with something, and I try to cope the best way I can with that. I don't I don't know really what's gonna happen with that. I can't lie about that, but I have really, up and down anxiety, but and depression. My therapist is telling me about like people think that you just, depression comes and then it just leaves and then it just stays that way. Like, depression catches you every day. Like, even when you're not assuming it, it could come out of nowhere and get you. And my depression really does come out of nowhere sometimes, but I kind of also know where it's coming from. It's not like I don't know where it's coming from. Like I said, it's around this time that I usually start, thinking. I start usually kind of getting into this mindset of like, okay, like, where am I going? You start to, I guess, you start to think about the year in whole. Like, what did you do this year that made you feel like, okay, maybe I guess the good and the bad of the year, the ups and the downs of the year, the pros and the cons of the year that you just had. And, sometimes, my year, recently, it's been more cons than pros. My mindset now is to hopefully one day just um, live a life that I feel like not only that I deserve, but I've earned. That's my mindset now. And the more I kind of get older, the more I'm starting to think about life and, everything like that, I think that gets to me a lot, because I am getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking young anymore. I think, when I hear some people like, you young, you still got shit to do. You got number time. To you, because you might be in your 40s or your 50s and you're like, man, when I was 20, boy, if I had the type of, and it's just like, okay, that's you. Like, I'm not you. Like, I'm not you. And, I remember when I was younger, my mom used to tell me, like, oh, you got time to, do everything. And now I'm starting to look at it and be like, yo, I might be 27 in a month. I don't have all that time that people keep saying. Like, I wasted most of my childhood being in the hospital rooms and having to be, go to the doctors every damn day and try to figure that shit out. So I don't have that much time people keep saying I have, that people continue to think I have. Like, I don't, in my mind, I don't have that. You might feel it. You might think I have that much time, but I don't personally, because I think I've said this numerous times, like, I'm usually by myself. I'm usually, even when I'm around people, I feel alone. So I think, that thinking shit can fuck you every day, every time, every moment. Because once you start thinking, it's hard to stop it. And And I think, my depression now is literally that. It's just, you might see me and you say, you got nothing but time. But to me, time comes and goes. Like, what are you doing to really facilitate the situation that you want to be in? And are you really giving it all the energy and all the time and effort towards it? And if you start giving all your time and your energy and your effort towards it, you lose something that you probably were looking forward to having one day. So, life is not fair. That's a very important thing to understand in life. Life is not fair. You either lose something that you love, or you lose something that you always wanted to do. A dream of yours, could just not be there anymore. So, I think I'm very aware of what I want, but my depression, anxiety comes in so many waves. It kind of just, it takes its time. It does. It takes its time with me. It'll wait to the most unique times to pop up on my ass. And it's just me sitting and thinking, like, man, what I'm saying? I'm not where I want to be yet. And like I said, I've said this numerous times. Don't tell somebody that things will get better. How the fuck do you know? You never know what things will get better. Things might not ever get better. Like I said, man, I'm not a super religious type of guy. I don't, I pray. I believe in God. But I'm not going to church every day. I'm not doing all that. I don't read the Bible. I don't do all that. But I believe, in God. I pray. But, I think for me personally, I want to always, like, stay true to who I am. And my mindset is very me. I can't get out of it. I try. I tried, but it's just like, I don't want to ever go back to where I was years ago with the depression. That's just me, personally. But depression comes, man, and it's an interesting situation every time, because like my therapist was telling me, like, people think that depression is like, people just think you could just live with depression. Like, you gotta really figure out how to manage the life you want with that shit. Once you have it, it's never gonna go away. Like, you're always gonna have anxiety. You're always gonna have depression. Like, that shit just doesn't go away. And I think that for me now, it's very important for me to kind of figure that out. What's my balance? I've said this before. I want to, what's my balance? I don't want to be happy and sad and all that shit. I want balance. I want days where I'm happy. I want days where I'm sad. I want days where I'm overthinking. I want days where I'm not thinking at all. Like, I want those types of moments. So what is the balance that I'm looking for? And is it success? Is it, finding somebody? Like, I don't know. And I think because I'm getting older, that's starting to weigh on me more and more. And I'm starting to get older. I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm starting to get pissed off by myself. Not nobody else, by myself, my standards of what I thought I would be at this age. I'm about to be 27. Like, I had a whole different idea of what I thought I would be at 27. When I was a kid. When you're a kid, you have nothing but time. That's the thing, right? You have nothing but time. You're a fucking kid. You're like, nobody is gonna tell you shit. You're a fucking kid. That's why they tell you, like, wait till you go to sleep, or wait till he leaves, and then we could have a conversation. Like, that's why they tell you that shit. Like, you're a kid. You have nothing but time. Once you hit your 20s and getting closer to, like I am, to the 30s, that time shit slips, because you forget. You start to forget what day it is. That's how crazy this shit is. Even when you're not doing anything, you forget what day it is, because you're not doing shit, so you don't really give a fuck what day it is. And that's the thing. I'm trying to think, what's the balance? My depression and anxiety is gonna always be there. That's never gonna change. The problem for me now is I can't let it seep back into where it was. I can't let it get back to where it was. And I think that doing these videos help me. Doing a podcast help. But at the heart of hearts, I want what I want. I think I know one day I will get it, but I gotta figure it out. Um, I know God has a plan for me, but I still gotta build the goddamn road to get it. So, He can have a path for me, but I'm still doing the construction. Like God just don't give you everything. Like you gotta work with Him to show Him that you're worthy of it. So, um, yeah, my depression and anxiety will eventually, it comes and goes. But last night I was just thinking and sitting there and thinking, and like I was really feeling it again. And today I'm still feeling the effects of it. And every other day it kind of goes and goes, but then might be gone for a couple weeks, might be gone for a couple months, might be gone for a year. But then that day comes and you start to sit back and think like, damn, like what the fuck, like. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I gotta find a balance. Um, Hopefully I get it. I don't know if it's what my balance is gonna be one day. But my anxiety and depression, it's very interesting. It's always gonna be interesting. It's always gonna be a thing. But like I said, once you have it, you got it, and it's nothing you can do about it except try to cope with it and understand it. And hopefully one day this does work. Like I said, today, it's still there. It's not over yet. I still have it. So when I post this, don't start texting me or something like that and say you're right, you're good. Like, don't send me Bible scriptures and shit like that. Like that doesn't work either. Just let me figure it out. Let me breathe, and I will come back to y'all and ask y'all, what I learned on this situation. But especially about this depression this day. But mainly, like I said, it's mainly just I'm pissed off and I'm frustrated about me. Like I said, I get to these times of the year where it's about to be the new year. You start to think about what you've done in a year. Start to look at it, point of view. What did 2020 mean to you? And I've had some pros and I've had some cons. My pros is I finally really put my all in effort into doing the podcast, and I'm doing videos, of course. And I'm trying to make that happen. But my cons still outweigh my pros to me. To me. To you, you might not think that, but to me, my cons outweigh my pros. And hopefully in 2021, I could conquer a couple more cons and turn them bitches into pros. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do another podcast tonight or tomorrow or whatever the case may be. I want to do one before the end of the year. Just do one. Yeah, so I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Yeah, peace.